We can view World War II from many angles, military to moral. Many fine books have been written about the struggle, perhaps the most famous being Winston Churchill's The Second World War in 6 volumes, which helped the former British Prime Minister to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. The Mantle of Command, FDR at War, is my attempt to retell the story of the military direction of the Second World War from a different perspective, that of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt in his role as U.S. Commander-in-Chief. Following Pearl Harbor, there were many calls for Roosevelt to hand over direction of America's World War to a military man, a professional like General Douglas MacArthur, the former U.S. Army Chief of Staff who was serving in the Philippines. FDR rejected such calls, arguing that, as U.S. President, he was the U.S. Commander-in-Chief, and the Constitution made him so. As Alexander Hamilton had written in Federalist No. 74, the President of the United States was to have the supreme command and direction of the military and naval forces as first General and Admiral of the nation. This Roosevelt was, whether people liked it or not. What is clearer than that the framers meant the President to be the chief executive in peace, he said to his doctor, Ross McIntyre, and in war the Commander-in-Chief. Nevertheless, the military challenges facing Roosevelt as Commander-in-Chief were greater than any that had confronted his predecessors. America assailed by a coalition of 3 20th-century military empires, Hitler's Third Reich, Mussolini's Italian Empire, and Hirohito's Empire of Japan, seeking, in a tripartite pact, to remake the modern world in their own image. To this end they had revolutionized warfare, Nazi blitzkrieg in Europe, and dazzling, ruthless amphibious invasions in the Far East by the Japanese. How Roosevelt responded to those challenges as his nation's military commander is thus the burden of my new account. It is a story that, astonishingly, has never really been chronicled. Roosevelt himself did not live to tell it, as he had hoped he would in retirement. Churchill, surviving the war, did, in incomparable prose, but very much from his own point of view.